Hey, bestie. Thank you for letting me sit next to you again. I mean, I know you didn't answer, but I could see it in your eyes that you were okay with me sitting next to you today in class. And so, I don't know if you heard, but there was a little rumor going around school that you had lice, and trust me, I know the feeling of rumors and lice, because I've had both done to me. So I thought I would help you out by giving you a lice check. Perfect. I brought all my supplies. This has everything that we might need. And I brought gloves as well. Oh, and most importantly, I brought snacks. So for snacks, I brought these dried oranges. So, they smell super fragrant. What is that fragrance? That's a quote from Jeremy Fragrance. Anyways, there's a little bit of white powder on the plate. I don't know if you can see. That's just flour, I promise you. It's nothing else. And yeah, they're really quite cool. Like, look at that. Do you see how it's like shimmery and stuff like that? And they have this like really neat texture. I put them in the oven for a long time. Some of them got a little bit burnt, but that's okay. I mean, they still look and feel really cool. And if you get hungry, I'm imagining that they'll be like a chip kind of texture. So you'll just get to gnaw on them. And yeah, so that's our snack for today. Let me just put this back over there. So I've got these, which are chopsticks. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. I'm gonna put those over there. I got this, which is a comb, which is good because it's got this really pointy, sharp point and slender, and it's great for parting the hair. And it's got these really tiny needles. There's a lot of them, like 1, 2, 3. There's just a ton of these needles, and that's great for brushing and getting through the hair. There's some other things in here that we won't be needing. Something's got a little tangled. Just throw that down there. We have this, which is going to be used to pin back the hair, because obviously it's easier to work in sections, so that's going to be important as well. I'm going to put that over there. And look what I found. I made this. Oh no, it's coming. Did it come apart? Oh no, look. It broke. I made this. And the worst part is this was perfectly measured to fit your arm, and well, I wanted to give it to you, and then I realized that I couldn't get it off, so I had to cut it off right there, that blunt edge. And I thought that we could like glue it back together to your arm. When did I measure it for your arm? Just while you weren't looking. Not while you were asleep or anything, just while you weren't looking. And yeah, it was perfect. I wrapped it, I tied it, and then I realized I had to cut it off, and because then you'd be confused. You'd wake up and realize there was a random bracelet on your arm, and that would have been peculiar. So anyways, it's a breaking now, though. It's like all frayed, so I'll just put that back in here. But I also have these, which are a little hairy. Don't mind. The extra hair. They're very, very fuzzy and very cool. And yeah, I'll be using these and tweezers, which can work very handy at just finding the little things and poking them out. Okay, now that we've got some of our tools ready, because I don't want to be spreading any viruses or infections, I brought this box of gloves, of vinyl gloves. They're medium, which is fingers crossed, a good size for me. So they're kind of peeking out there a little bit. Yeah, I got these. And I'm just gonna put them pretty good. They are a little big, but that's all right. These are vinyl, so I'm pretty sure they're latex free. They're good for kitchen gloves. I make kimchi and stuff, so that's why I have these on hand. Alrighty. We're gonna want to begin with an initial inspection. I'm just gonna move you around a little bit. Is that okay? I'm just gonna put these down right there. Get you down and look. Just like that, I think. Just getting you into a good position. Okay, are you comfortable there? You feel good? Okay. So yeah, just keep your eyes focused over there, just behind me. And let's begin this inspection. So I'm going to begin over here. This is behind your earlobe. I'm just going to move your ear. Don't be alarmed. I saw something moving. Let's check this section over here. Looking behind the ear. See if I can find anything around here. I can't. Yeah, okay. I'm not seeing like hordes. You know, there's not like a party, a disco going on. You know, people aren't waving flags, their flashlights in the air, moving side to side. But I'm seeing movement, and movement is enough for me to be concerned. So, let's check the top of your scalp. I'm gonna be checking along your hairline, and yeah, just like along the hairline. That's what it's called. So just along there. I gotta get in close. Try and see if I can find anything back here along the hairline. Moving individual strands of hair. Looking between every one. Just to see if I can see anything. Okay. Oh. I'm hoping that was nothing, but I'm gonna check along the hairline now. Okay, I found a bug. I did. So you definitely have lice, and I was seeing movement along your ears. I'm gonna try and check the nape of your neck, which is just that little like soft spot just right below where your hairline ends on the back of your neck. So yeah, I'm just gonna be searching there with the chopsticks, just kind of parting the hair like so. Let me begin along the nape and just taking each individual strand and pushing it aside, scratching your scalp just a little. Okay, I'm definitely seeing little eggs down there. There are live eggs and dead eggs. So the dead eggs are white, which can easily be mistaken for dandruff, and the live ones are like a browny color, almost clear and then brown in the center. And those ones have a little baby. So I am noticing that there are little fellas, little critters just crawling around on your scalp. I'm gonna just sort of see how bad the situation is. From the areas that I saw, it wasn't too bad, but of course you never know, they might be partying elsewhere, and I just want to get to know the situation before I help you figure out what's the best path to dealing with this. Alrighty. And I know there's a lot of people staring at you around the cafeteria, but don't worry, if any of them try anything, I got these 2 guns waiting for them, if you know what I mean. Okay, let me search the rest of your scalp now. Just parting the hair and creating a really smooth line. And just checking along that line to see if I can see movement. And each part, slowly scratching a little. Okay. Searching very thoroughly and detailed to see what I can find on the scalp. Just want to make sure that I'm just not seeing anything too bad, because of course this is kind of like a workout from the arms, like having them up like that. Let me just look at the ends of your hair. I'm seeing a few eggs scattered throughout, like just 1 or 2. This is giving me the impression that they've been there for a while, because normally the eggs are near the scalp. As the hair grows out, if there aren't eggs, then they can sort of scatter just 1 or 2 around the ends. So obviously that means that they've been here for months. And what can happen, especially when you're entering in high school, is if you do happen to get lice, if you're using heat on your hair, dyeing your hair, anything like that, or really brushing it and using good products and stuff like that, the lice will often use oil and stuff. They don't really like an oily scalp. So if you like to massage oil into there, it can kill a lot of the bugs, and that can be why you haven't been noticing an extremely itchy scalp, is because there's not that many to notice a difference, right? And it might have been like a very gradual thing because you're, removing so many through your normal hair care, and then they are still multiplying, but at a very, very small, incline. So that could be why this was an issue that you weren't aware of. And it does look like it's getting worse. I've known you, realistically, we've only known each other well for a week, but I've known you for months, and can I just say, I haven't noticed anything in your hair that was unusual. So yeah, it does seem like it's getting at a stronger incline right now. So we want to deal with this as soon as possible, because you're gonna be known as the lice, guy. So, and I just don't think you want to be known as that, because I was known as that from the 2nd to the 4th grade. Wasn't fun, let me tell ya. Alrighty, let me just continue this inspection. Alrighty, let me go ahead and I am just going to brush your scalp with this, and I'm going to see how many I can get out of here. Oh, I should have grabbed. I have this little pad, and imagine it was like a real period pad. That'd be so funny. No, it's just like a makeup pad, and I'm just gonna wipe off any bugs that I find and, you know, dispose of that as one would. So yeah. Just going to go ahead and start with this little section of your hair right here. I'm just going to not seeing anything. Okay, so I'm not getting a lot out. It really seems like they are scattered and there's like little groups, so it's a little tricky to try and get them out of there. I'm just gonna brush in a few more places and see what I can get out, if that's alright with you. Alrighty. Yeah. Really not noticing too much. Really what I'm noticing is eggs, to be honest, but not a lot of lice. Okay. I'm gonna use something a little bit smaller. I noticed a lot of eggs around the back of your ears, so what I'm basically going to do is brush just the back of the ears like that, you see? And in hopes that it will catch the lice. Alrighty, are you comfortable? Good. Okay, let me try the other one. Okay. Do this one back over here, just to try and see what else I can get out. Okay, so yeah, I got a good idea of the situation. We're going to, while we have a little bit more time at lunch, to use these tweezers. So the tweezers are at an angle, which is really helpful, so I can hold them like this and get them at a flat surface while being at an angle, so I don't have to like be flat with your scalp, if that makes sense. And they're very, very precise, which is very helpful because obviously the little critters on your scalp are small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to part the hair with this, which is a little bit tangled, it normally is. It's quite extravagant, you know, a little extra, but who doesn't like being extra on occasion? Very bedazzled and jeweled. Oh, it's a little funny, it's a little finicky there. But yeah, they almost look like snakes to me. Like, I don't know. They really remind me of snakes. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna part the hair. So let me just grab some of it. Okay. And I'm gonna be using the tweezers. One chopstick. They're nice and eco-friendly. Just going to get a really clean part and just wiping off whatever I find on my leg and brushing it onto the floor because I'm not a professional. Have you ever wondered what lice taste like? I mean, like, it's a protein, is it not? I won't eat them though, not today anyways. Let me use my fingers, this one's being a little finicky. I'm just going to part the hair like that. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Finding this a bit difficult. I say that too much. Okay, let me just use my hands and part the scalp like so, and then poke things out. I think I'm gonna use my fingers. I think it might be a little bit easier. Did you want an orange? I mean, I promise they're super good. Like, I could see you eyeing them up. And they smell incredible. Big smell. They're really good. And I don't know if you noticed, but I bought this tiger's eye necklace. They remind me of your eyes. They're really cool. It's like shimmery and okay, anyways. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna use my fingers. Just going to inspect the bottom of the hair again. really nice hair. Grab this side. Okay. I guess this doesn't need to be in your hair anymore. I think it was causing you a bit of discomfort. Okay, there you go. It's such a neat little thing. Little doodad. Okay, so I picked out as much as I could, but I'm just noticing, looking at my watch, that it's pretty much time to go back to class. So I'm just going to take off my glove, and I'll kind of tell you what I'm thinking in my head. Well, of course it's in my head. Where else would I be thinking? I must be sweaty or something. Do you hear that? Like, the glove is, like, sticking to me. I'm a sweaty person, though. I sweat a lot. I always have. Put that in my bag and go on to the next one. What do you think of gloves? I think they make such a nice relaxing sound, if I'm honest. It's like when you're at the dentist and it's like both the worst and most uncomfortable experience, but also the sounds are weirdly relaxing, you know? One, two, three. Oh, we're missing a finger. I think it's the ring. Indeed, it is the ring. There we go. Can I like blow this up? Isn't that fun? Okay. Anyways, so what I think we should do is maybe this weekend I could come over to your house and I can help you do a scalp treatment, and we'll brush and comb your hair out and just, you know, sit there and brush, watch some movies maybe, and play with each other's hair. I don't know, that's like one of the most relaxing things in the entire world. Like, we'll braid it. Oh, I used to love when people would like touch braid my hair, especially because I was never like good at doing it myself, but I can try and do yours. And yeah, we could just have like a little chill get together and I can help you out if you want, of course. Otherwise you can do it yourself. We can get it at the drugstore, the treatment, and they have lice combs there as well, which are like my comb. They're very finely toothed, but it's even more finely toothed, so it'll be like really, really good at getting everything out, and then no one will ever know that you had lice. And yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, it's up to you though. Just let me know. I really don't think that these are edible anymore after baking, mostly because they are completely